Hey guys, this is another Photoshop tip. Today I'm going to talk about adding some magic or extras to an image. So I actually want to put some sparkles and flames into this. So what I'm going to do is create a new layer. So Control J. And then you can actually get off of Etsy some overlays. And so I have some saved. So what I'm going to do, there are two ways you can do this. You can either open the file and just drag it on top of here. But I'm just going to go to File, Place Embedded. And that's another way you can do it. And then you just go and find those pictures. So I have some called Magic Overlays. And then you can kind of see them all here. I'm going to try to put like a little magic on the end of the wand. So I'm going to do that. And then what you can do is kind of move it around where you think you want it to go. I'm going to put that right on the tip there. And then you can kind of resize it depending on how much magic you want and turn it around. So I would just play with that. Sometimes I may go the other direction and just see let's see if I flip it horizontally. I may want it to go out this way. Maybe I want it to come down over his head. There's different ways you can do it. But you basically just put it where you want it to go. I'm going to go back. I think I want it back over here. So anyway, that's how you would just add in some magic and then you can resize it. Just make sure when you do this, sometimes if it's a black box around it, you would go to screen and that's going to take out that black. But this one's already ready to go. So I don't really need to do that. Now I'm going to go to the background here and add in some, I want to like make these brighter, these lights. So I'm going to do, let's do big shine here. I'm going to put that right on top of the lantern. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to change the opacity over here because I do still want to see that lantern. I just kind of want it shining through and you can kind of play with it and see how it looks. But I still feel like there's too much sparkle around it. So I'm going to do a masking layer over here. Then you're going to use a black brush and you're going to kind of just brush off some of the extras that you're getting. You could even go all the way into the lantern if you want just the lantern to be seen, but I do want a little bit of magic, so I'm going to some sparkles. And then the last thing I have to do is a flame. So I'm actually just going to copy that exact thing I did. And I'm going to make it smaller and put it right on the candle. And for this one, I do want it to be full opacity because it's not, or at least mostly full. It's not shining through the lantern. I don't need to see anything behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and make that kind of big. All right, there's that. And now you'll see that in the background there are some like lights, some twinkle lights. I actually have some overlays for that too. And I think for this one, you will see the black that I'm talking about. There's glitter, but I actually want these bokeh ones. Oh, of course, my computer's going to stop responding now. There we go. All right, and then there are some called yellow. Let's see, where are those? Here we go. I'm going to place those. Now, see how that's a black box? If you go to right here where it says normal, if you just click on screen, it'll take that black box away. I'm going to make these the size I want. Now, don't worry about them showing over the baby right now. And I'm actually going to erase off, there's a little line here. I'm going to erase that and then everything over the baby. And then I'm going to make a saturation layer. So make sure you're clicked on that layer, the yellow, and then I would do saturation. Now, if you want to change, like, so I don't want those lights to be so yellow. I want them to be more white, like on the background. So if you need to just change the saturation for a specific layer, if you right click on it, you're going to go to create clipping mask. And that's going to only apply, you can see here this little arrow. It's going to apply everything to just the image that it's pointing down at. So I'm going to now change the saturation of that. I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to take some saturation of that and brighten that up a little bit. And I'm also going to do a brightness layer, create clipping mask again, try to brighten those up some, add some contrast, and kind of see what you get here. You can kind of play with it. That's pretty good. Okay, now I'm actually going to select all of that, including the yellow, and I'm going to group that. And you hit a group by doing that little folder. The reason I want to do that is because I'm going to copy that whole thing. I don't want to have to go through and adjust that saturation every time I add light. So it's a group now, and I can do Control J. And then if I do Control T, I can just move the new lights over to extend that. So it's a lot less work than if I were to have to do that saturation every single time. The only thing I want to do is add some more lights. I'm not getting enough lights right in here. So what I think I might do is just copy that one more time. Just kind of move this over and make sure I put some right there. There we go. And then if it's too much, I can just mask that off again. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then if I wanted to, I could add some glitter around the edges just to really make it pop. But that's pretty much how you do adding magic or anything to the background. You can do place embedded. You can drag it on. Just make sure that you have this selected for screen. All right, I hope that helps. See everybody later. Bye.